Okay, in this series we're going to cover chromatic mediants, and I'm going to try to give you as many moves and possibilities as possible. But first we're going to define kind of chromatic mediant, and this is kind of a gray area sometimes, and a lot of people have a hard time understanding the concept of chromatic mediants. I just consider it the chords related by a third, because oftentimes in some of the styles that I write in, I don't even stay in a key, so I don't consider it the mediant of that key. I consider it a completely different shift. So we'll cover this later, but we're going to show you if you start thinking of it just in terms of related by a third instead of the traditional functional harmony, you know, the mediant, the third chord in a scale, like the 3 chord in major, or the 6 chord submediant, you know, in minor, the 3rd chord, E flat, and A flat, you know, instead of thinking like that, okay? Because if I improvise a sequence like this, and okay, these are all chromatic mediants. Okay. And everybody can recognize the sound because it's done a lot in film scores. And I'll just go ahead and stop. Now, I only used chord tones and a flat 6, so we can't really tell what key you're in, because how do we determine what's the mediant? That's why I say I'm not using A major or anything when I started. And I went to an F sharp major and then a D. It's just shifts and thirds, okay? Third related. That's why I prefer the term third related over mediants. You could still use mediants, but I think it's kind of old school, and that's just my personal take. So we're going to take, you know, go ahead, chords that revolve around C, but we're going to kind of drop the kind of mediant kind of thinking, whether it's the mediant of C major. No, we're not going to think like that. However, I'm going to show you why it's called a chromatic mediant, okay? A C to like E flat, this is the first one in the notation here. The E has to be altered to an E flat in order, so chromatically altered to E flat minor, and then same thing, and then it has a G flat, so and a C minor, I'm sorry, that already has an E flat, but the E flat minor has a G flat. That's the chromatically altered tune, so that's why we're calling them chromatic mediants. Okay, so but if you just look at it as third related, so it's a C to E, C major to E major, we now have a G sharp, okay, instead of a G. C, okay, so C minor to E minor, you have to alter the E flat to E. Now to E major, you have to alter both the E flat and the G sharp, and the G to G sharp, I'm sorry. So you see what's going on here? There's chromatic alteration. So now if we go to C major to A, you have to alter the C to become a C sharp. If you go to C minor to A minor, you have to alter the E flat to E. If you go C minor to A major, you have to alter both the C and the E flat, okay, to C sharp E. So, okay, you see what's going on here is there's some form of chromatic alteration. So chromatic mediant, that's where the term comes from. C to C to E, A flat. Yeah, the E has to be altered to E flat, not E to A flat minor. Both the C and the E flat have to be altered to C flat to E flat. So C minor to A flat minor, you have to alter the C to a C flat for it to spell out an A flat minor. So that's where the term probably comes from chromatic mediants. But if you think of this just in terms of related by a third, this will make it much easier on your life, trust me. Especially when you deal with extended sequences like I just did in the beginning, because that you'll hear that a lot in film scores. And so if I do something like this, Stuff like this is really, really common in film scores. So now I'm starting to use more non-chord tones. But I'm going to explain how to do this later. But these are chromatic mediant shifts. So it'll make it a lot easier to understand a lot of specific styles like film scores and whatnot, and a lot of Wagner too as well. A lot of classical composers, you'll start to see these third related chords appear more and more, especially in the later half of the 1900s, 20th century, modern times. They started to exploit these things more and more, and you'll hear it, like I said, an awful lot in film scores and stuff, these kind of shifts. So let's go ahead and explore these within key and outside of a key, where we're just thinking more in terms of third related moves, not mediants, not the median of the key, but literally in third. And in fact, you could even drop that mediant thing. And this is a very subjective thing. You could completely drop that term mediant and just simply think in terms of chords related by a third. That's an easy way to think about it. And there's no right answer here. So, I mean, theory professors will probably say otherwise, but truthfully, there is no right answer. It's kind of like saying add 9 or add 2. Same thing.